I'm in my studio. I just finished doing a makeup application. I had told my client, because she wanted to learn a few things and she wanted to get maybe a little mini lesson. So I told her to bring in some of her makeup brushes that she uses all the time and some makeup products. This way I can use a little bit of hers and maybe show her some new things that maybe would give her a better application. So in the process, and this has happened before, so I don't know why I'm always shocked when this happens, because honestly, I thought everybody knew this piece of information. I didn't know it was a secret. I just thought everyone knew. But I actually should have thought about it, because there's some professional makeup artists that don't know about this either. So by not doing this, could be causing some skin issues. Also, it could be causing some issues while you're applying your makeup, or having your makeup not be as nice as it could be. It also could be causing some health issues. So stay tuned. I'm gonna give you the inside scoop, which I didn't think was an inside scoop.
Hi, I'm Monica, and this is Faceware TV. If you want healthier skin with a more youthful appearance without having to rely on injectables, I'm gonna share all my tips and tricks from being in this industry for 30 years. So hit subscribe and let's get started.
So I'm still in my studio, and now I'm going to share with you what this information is. It's mind-boggling to me that people don't see that they need to do this, which I guess it's okay, because I mean, it's not their profession, but still it's something that they're using almost every day. So it's cleaning your makeup brushes. So a lot of people, even makeup artists, they're not out of this equation. There's so many people that do not clean their makeup brushes. And it's been shown to me over and over again, because people will come in with their brushes, because I'm like, bring in your brushes. So when I do a lesson, I can show you with what you have already. You know, there's some brushes where I'm like, this is past repair. I'm like, we won't be able to even clean this, because I've done that before. I've cleaned people's brushes because I'm like, no, I can't even look at it because it's so dirty. Let me see if we can revive it. So I'll clean it. And I'm like, nope, it's not. It's never going to come back. The dirt is so deeply embedded into the furrow of the brush that you would have to destroy the brush in order to get it clean. So I'm going to show you what I mean. And I'm going to show you the damage that you can do to your skin and to your makeup by having dirty brushes. So it's not just a thing. It's not something that, oh yeah, you should clean your brushes and, oh, I don't care, I don't have to. You have to, because it could be causing issues, and it absolutely does. One of my clients, I automatically found out what was causing some of her skin issues. Not all of it, but some of it. Where I was like, oh my God, so this is why you've had such clogged pores in that certain area. Because sometimes if it's just in the cheek area, I can pretty much tell it's from their blush that they're using or their brush. And I'll tell them to bring it in. But sometimes if I haven't seen people in years, or I've never seen them before, they could have that same issue all over their face, because whatever brush they're using or the product that they're using, and it could be a combination of both. It could be the product that they're using is clogging their brush too much, and then you need to clean it more, or it could just be the brush because it's just dirty and it holds on to makeup just too much. So there's certain brushes that you need to clean at least once a week. And there's other brushes that maybe you can get away with maybe cleaning once a month. I think that's way too long. Obviously, I'm a makeup artist. I clean it right after I use it on somebody. So I have the brushes here that I used on my client. I'm going to use it as an example. This is my dirty brush container. This is my clean one, which right now it's empty because I have to clean all my brushes. This is my clean one. This is my dirty one. So I keep them separate, because once I use them, I don't use them on another client. They're dirty. So I'm going to show you what can happen if you use a dirty brush. So let's just say this is a powder brush, because it goes for all the brushes, not just your powder brush, your foundation brush. It's for every brush. So first thing that can happen is it gets too full. And what most people have is a brush that goes like this or like this. And it's so embedded with product right in there, it's spreading it out. So you're not even getting that flat, smooth surface. And that's also caused by not using the brush properly. So a lot of people, when they use the brush, I'm not going to use it on the powder. I'm going to use my hand to demonstrate. So when you pick up powder, you should just go like this, back and forth like that, not smashing it in like this. That's what so many people do. They smash it in like that, and then they go aggressively around their face. That's going to cause this kind of brush. So those are the people that call me up all the time to get new brushes. You don't need to get new brushes all the time. They should last you for years. You know, maybe they get worn out just from washing. There are brushes that will get worn out from washing, but there's brushes that they really shouldn't get destroyed that quickly. So this brush you should clean more often because you want to keep the shape of it too. I mean, this is a powder brush, so you don't have to be very specific in where you're going to put it. It's kind of brushing all over, but I like to dab and then brush away. So you can buff it around too. So this one, yes, you should wash more often, but when you wash it, you also swirl it around like that. You don't smash it in and wash it like that. I have videos on how to clean your brushes, so I'm not going to go through how to do it. There's another video that shows you exactly what to do, but I'm going to teach you why it's so important, because you're going to take for granted that, oh, I don't have to clean, they're not that dirty. This one you have to. So what happens if you don't clean the brush? So when I go like this to the brush, if you go on like a sensitive area, like right inside your arm over here where it's a little more tender, that area. So if I go like this, sometimes you can feel the bristles. They almost feel like tiny little needles. And sometimes you can feel that around your eyes. So it shouldn't feel like that. When you get a new brush, you should do that first. See how pokey it is. If it gets coated, each little hair can get coated with the makeup, so it makes it a little thicker. And that could be causing like a little dagger, tiny, tiny little dagger to hit on your skin, especially if you poke it in like that, not laying it down. So that's one thing. It could be injecting some powder into your pores, into your skin a little deeper. It could also be creating a weaker product. So if you do, I'm just going to use one of my powders. Hopefully I don't drop it because I usually do. So when you use a powder foundation or something, or your blush, and you smash it in like that, those little daggers are also making holes in your product, which is going to make it weaker. So now it's going to crack easier. You're going to end up with, you know, that annoying where it's just falling out and every time you brush it, it's separating more. That's going to happen. If you clean your brushes and you use your product the right way with the brush, rather than jamming it in, it could end up like this. That's a normal wear and tear, I guess. That's normal. But the ones that crack a lot, it's most likely because you're jamming the product in, which could be weakening the powder, the product, whatever it is you're using, the blush or the foundation. So that's another reason why you need to keep your brushes clean. Now, as a makeup artist, I would also think that this is a no-brainer, that obviously you need to clean your brushes after every client, not once a week, after every client. Not every makeup artist does that. I tell new makeup artists when I teach classes the importance of keeping your brushes clean, not only for sanitary reasons, but for preserving your makeup, making sure your makeup lasts longer. Like I get makeup envy. I also get job envy sometimes. So I'm like, I just want a job doing makeup. I just want to run a place because I had my own studios for so long. So I got hired. It was just a very, very short period of my life where I went and got another job and got hired for this job. It was a very high-end makeup store, very high-end. And I was like, this is great. They have beautiful products and they were very focused on doing makeup. So I was like, this is great. And not all sales, like more makeup. And I was gonna manage, I was gonna run the whole store. There were some in the city, there was some like in Westchester. So I was very excited. I went in there and each store was managed by someone else, obviously, but there was a whole, you know, director in charge of everything. But she was clueless. She wasn't like a makeup artist. But I went in and they had a big table. It was beautiful. They had fresh flowers all the time. Like they were all out on being, you know, all foo-foo and nice and fancy. And they had a big jar in the middle with makeup brushes. So at first I was like, oh, wow, that's so cool. They're like available for people just to try. And then when I got closer, they were dirty. Like maybe some were clean, but they would just like use the brush and put it back in the big pile. So every makeup artist there would just grab what they needed. I was like, oh my God, if I'm gonna manage this place, this is not happening. I ended up leaving very soon after that because there were so many things. I'm like, I can't do this. I need to go back to my own place. So I opened up another studio. But when I was there, I was just telling them like, this is disgusting. Like you need to clean these brushes. You cannot have a community brush holder and community brushes for all the artists to use every day on all their clients. I was surprised and really just, shocked and surprised because I thought being a high-end place that they would be very big on being sanitary and also providing better makeup. because you can have a better makeup application. If this brush is dirty, you're not going to get the best out of it. You know, there's other brushes where I'm going to go into where it completely destroys the structure of the brush if you don't clean it. So let's go back to the brushes. So this brush in particular, yes, you should clean more often because it's carrying a lot of product. And this one will get dirty very quickly because you're really dousing the brush with the product. Absolutely, you need to clean all of them, but that one especially. So let's talk about a brush that won't work the same. So this crease brush, it's not gonna look dirty, but it is. When you go like this, you can see the powder coming out. So that's how I know if it's dirty, but since I have a dirty pile and a clean, case, I know which one is dirty. I can also go on top of a paper towel and see if it's dirty. So this one, very important. If you don't clean this one, it's not gonna work the way it should. You're gonna hate this brush because it's not gonna work the way it should. So when you fill it up with powder, it's gonna get really poofy and really like fluffy. So I like this brush because, let me get another one, because this one I have, I'm just gonna demonstrate. So when you wanna go into the crease, it lays down in the crease really nicely. And if you wanna brush a little bit, you can just do little tiny bits, which I love. I love the detailing of this brush. It can do the whole crease, but you can detail with it just by dabbing it. If it's spread out so much, it's not gonna do that. You're gonna get a much wider crease, which maybe some people would want that, but you're just gonna destroy the brush because there's too much powder sitting inside. This one, you wanna make sure it's clean. You also never want to just smash the brush in. You're just gonna flatten and fray the brush all over. Like when you go like that, it's just gonna destroy the brush. The way you pick up the powder is just rolling it around. Usually I just want it right on the tip. So I just roll around like that, because you're also gonna damage the shadows if you go like this, which you should never with this brush. Please don't do that because it's so perfect the way it is. You're gonna ruin it if you keep doing that. It's just gonna make the brush not work the way it should. So you're not gonna get the benefit of how beautiful you can make this brush do your makeup. So let's go to the next one, which will cause more damage. The blush brush, which is kind of the same as the powder brush, where this one is absolutely the one that will spread out like this. And so much powder will get stuck inside by the ferrule. So this is the ferrule, this is the metal part of the brush, and the wood part, however your brush is made, and then the hair. So the hair, I usually use vegan. I don't think I have any animal hair brushes. I could be wrong, there could be one or two because they don't make them. But for the most part, most of my brushes are vegan. There's no animal, they're all synthetic hair, which you can get now, like this is synthetic hair. So this, it's very soft, really great. It does the job for blush, but what people do is they smash it in like this. So now you're getting the little daggers again. So that's gonna damage your skin, especially on your cheek. A lot of people have those clogged pores on their cheeks where it's so clogged and irritated. I can see what's going on underneath the skin. And people don't know what it is because it's not normal to break out on your cheeks really. It could either be from your hair, but most likely from your products that you're using, your blush and your brushes. So this one you have to wash, make sure you wash it, and it will damage it if you get the product stuck inside all the way because it's gonna weaken, it's gonna expand the ferrule part, and it's gonna make your brushes become more, like it's gonna shed more. So you wanna take care of it, and this is also gonna damage your product because it's gonna get really pokey, very pokey after a while. So it's gonna be damaging to your skin, ruin your makeup product, and it's gonna eventually, so what can cause the health issues? So what can happen is the bacteria can grow. Maybe not on this brush, but it will if you get bacteria on your face and you keep it on here. So it's something that you use and you keep using, putting it back, and it's really piling up. But most of the time, because it's a powder, it's not gonna get as affected. But if you have oily skin, or if you have a little bit more of an oil production on your cheeks, or you're sweaty that day and you used it, that moisture could get stuck on there, and that could start causing a bacterial buildup on your brush. That could be causing some bacteria growth on your product and on your brush, and eventually on your skin. So that's the health issue, where don't take it lightly. You can get bacterial infections on your face, on your eyes, on your lips, anywhere. So keep it clean for everything. So let me go into the ones that are really could cause issues to your a liner brush. So your liner brushes, whatever you're using around the eyes, like these brushes, you want to keep them clean, because this is the one that they could be using water, and you could be using like my cream products. My palette wear has the cream, crystal cream palette. So if you're using those, there's a little bit of moisture in them. So there's moisture, there's oils, they could get on here, and if you don't clean them, they could start growing bacteria. So then if it starts growing bacteria and you go close to your eye, you can get an eye infection. You can get an eye infection. You can cause more cysts and stuff to, I'm not sure about styes, but it could if you're using something and you keep using it over and over again without cleaning it. Make sure they're clean. These ones you're gonna take for granted too, because you're just gonna say, oh, I don't need to use it. It's just, I'm just going by my eye. Absolutely. If you're going by an area where, you know, it's like an open membrane, you know, things get in there. So you want to make sure you clean these. Make sure you really do. I mean, this one's for eyebrows, but occasionally I use it for an eyeliner. But either way, clean them. And you want to make sure you keep the shape. You're not going to smash them. This one is a little stiffer, the eyebrow. So you want to make sure this one, you are going to dab into a product, because that's how you pick up the color, but it's a little stiffer. And your eyebrows are a little tougher, so you're not going to feel that pokiness, but make sure you clean it, because otherwise you're not going to keep that nice fine line. So that can get destroyed by smashing the brush in and not cleaning it properly, or not cleaning it at all. It can expand to get bigger and not have the same shape. Same with this one. This one I use to smudge underneath the eye. You can do it to line the eyes. You want to keep them clean, because it's going to end up making the brush distorted, bigger, whatever, have little hairs coming out. So you're not going to be able to get that fine line when you're doing a liner. So keep them clean so you can have a healthy face, a healthy skin, healthy makeup, because you don't want to destroy your makeup and you don't want to contaminate your makeup with lots of bacteria. I'll put a link hopefully to the video. It could be in there somewhere. You can just look up how to clean your brushes. It's in there. I'm going to try and put the link. I just don't know how to do all these things. So I'm going to put the link on how to clean your brushes. I have the video all done for you. Very easy to do. And please make sure you do this. Make sure you clean your brushes. It doesn't matter if you're not a professional. Professionals should watch this too. If you know a professional that isn't cleaning their brushes, make sure they watch this. And if you have a lot of brushes, take them in. You're going to realize how beautiful they start working again once you clean them. So gather all your brushes and clean them. And the ones that didn't come clean, or they're too stuck, or they got misshapen because of that, throw them out. Use them maybe for a painting project or something. Don't use them on your face, and don't use them in your makeup, because you're going to contaminate your makeup and you're not going to get the best use of it. And you could create issues on your skin, create bacterial infections. You can get yeast infections on your face. I'm not saying that you can get it from your makeup, but I don't know how one would get one, so I don't know. So keep them clean. Prevent all infections by keeping them clean. Keep them safe and keep yourself safe. Keep your makeup safe as well. So I hope you learned a thing or two. I hope this makes sense to you, and I hope you can really put it in your brain to wash them. Don't take it for granted. Make sure you wash your brushes at least once a week. Once a week, maybe every 3 weeks. Don't let it go longer than that, please, because you want to have a healthy skin and healthy makeup brushes. So I will see you at the next video. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you comment. Let me know if you have questions about how to clean your brushes, or you can't find the video I'm talking about. Comment, let me know. So I will see you at the next video. Thanks, bye.